How's it going, folks? Today we will be discussing the poem The Forge by Irishman SEAMUS HEANEY. It reads, "All I know is a door into the dark. Outside, old axles and iron hoops rusting. Inside, the hammered anvil's short-pitched ring. The unpredictable FANTAIL of sparks or hiss when a new shoe toughens in water. The anvil must be somewhere in the center, horned as a unicorn, at one end and square, set there immovable. An altar where he expends himself in shape and music. Sometimes, leather-aproned, hairs in his nose, he leans out on the jam, recalls a clatter of hooves where traffic is flashing in rows, then grunts and goes in, with a slam and flick to beat real iron out, to work the bellows." First off, although we are unsure of the intended audience, it is evident that this poem is from the perspective of a blacksmith. Heaney's objective in this poem was to glorify this craft, as these blacksmiths were some of the most important members of the Irish community. He even makes an analogy comparing the anvil to an altar, one that is set immovable in the center and horned as a unicorn, whatever that means. It is an altar where the blacksmith expends himself in shape and music. The whole portrayal of this job is very religious in this poem. Secondly, I really enjoy the imagery in The Forge. The first line reads, "All I know is a door into the dark," and it really hampers on the fact that this blacksmith spends every hour of his daylight cooped up in the dark shop. I mean, it's obvious why his profession has turned into his religion. Whether or not by choice, it just takes over his life. Heaney also mentions the unpredictable fantail of sparks that occurs whenever he's hammering away, and I really like that phrase. I think it provides a very vivid mental picture of the situation. I also enjoyed the tone of the final stanza, and I'll read it here again. "Sometimes, leather-aproned, hairs in his nose, he leans out on the jamb," and a jamb being a side post or surface of a doorway, "recalls clatter of hooves where traffic is flashing in rows, then grunts and goes in, with a slam and flick to beat real iron out, to work the bellows." And I really liked this part because I thought it was funny to just picture an old man going out on his porch and grunting at the world around him, then returning to do his work. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyways, lastly, I think that The Forge is interesting because there's a complexity the blacksmith feels towards his job. On one hand, he is stuck in the dark, laboring away over tough metal all day, and his attitude towards the outside world just seems to harden because of it. Yet, in another way, he sort of worships his own craft, and he realizes that what he's doing benefits those around him and his society. Isn't that sweet? Well, that's all I have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and that was The Forge by SEAMUS HEANEY. My name's Grant Tudor, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.